Let's just spend a time on your typical day at private equity funds. So, tell me, like, just a quick, like, one word answer. How many, like, what was the time when you worked for the most number of hours, and like, how many number of hours was the maximum in a day out of 24 for the three of you?
Yeah, I think for all of us it'll be the week before the IC.
Correct. It's
How many hours would that be?
I think to be very honest, you're working all the time except the bare minimum hours you need to sleep and like basic hygiene. I think like a week before IC. So thing is, it's very lumpy. The 9 months of the year it's pretty comfortable and chill, but 3 months is where your dinner diligence or a live deal it gets very rigorous, and then I think you have to burn the even beyond the midnight oil and be at your best, and the hours are stretched. But I think it's just that if couple of things, you're never alone, and the work will make it become very entrepreneurial, where you're not counting the hours, but you are attached to an outcome. Let's say an IC memo has to go out, or a deal has to be signed, so you're just working towards it, making sure everything's in place. So I think that adrenaline just kicks in, and so you stop counting the hours. You completely. That's why I said you're just working.
No, but
all the time.
What is the maximum number of hours you would have worked in a day?
Just gun to your head.
Give me the number. In your entire career, not even PE.
I would say I think my work hour was more intense in BCG than it was in at least.
So out of 24, what would that number be? 18, 20?
I've had a night out at BCG, so I can say about 18 hour, 20 hour.
I would also say ballpark, but that's not a regular day.
That's
one day.
I think it's very similar, but again, it's just for that one that memo has to. We would plan to go at 12 and ends up 4 a.m. But I think it'll be very similar for all of us.
And typically, like every day, how many hours would it be? Typical working day, 12, 14 hours a day?
I would say
lesser.
10 to 12 for me.
10 to 12, similar. Yeah.
So then why do you act so busy whenever I message you?
I mean, that's a you problem.
It's a reflection on you.
Okay. Yeah. And also like a typical day at a PE fund. So you said that 9 months would be like deal phase. Let's say 3 months would be a little lean. So how would that?
I think I said the other way.
The other way.
Sorry. My bad. So 9 months you're saying like it'll be like normal, and 3 months like deal phase, that'll be like
stretched.
So can you talk more about the 3 months experience? How is that?
And I think also it's
experience
not 3 months at a time. Let's say it's 1 month, 1 month, 1 month.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not
3
months.
is like spread out over a year.
Review. Do proper diligence on 2-3 deals a year, so that would be spread out across the year.
And in this IC meetings, like so investment committee meetings, so there are like so how many people are usually there, and what exactly like happens in
different for all of us.
You
guys can.
So IC meetings, as in every fund has an investment committee, and the number of people who are in part of that investment committee would vary from fund to fund. And some maybe it's a small shop with like one person calling the shots. It could be one person. In some funds it could be like 3 to 4 or maybe larger. So it's a wide range. And then in that investment committee meeting, IC members will be there, and then the deal team is there. Typically 4 to 5 people, 4 to 5 member deal team is there. So that's the broad structure of the team.
Got it.
And you obviously share the memo, and then either it could be a walkthrough of the memo, or there could be question answers, or it could be a question format.
So memo is basically like thesis on the company. Why should you invest in this company?
Yeah, thesis, key commercial questions, and what do you think about each of those? How do you make returns? And then it's not just one IC you go to, but for one investment, maybe you go to IC 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, depending upon what are the pending questions are there.
And are the founders also part of the IC
No, it's
meetings?
just the investment. It's just they are not a part of the IC.
Okay.
Maybe in some rare IC someone wants to wants the founder to dial in, but
I think for us it's slightly different. I think we have a 4-member IC, but that's largely our fund founders, and Windy, who's from CDNR, CDNR is a partner firm for us, so he joins from there. And for us, ICs are open to everyone in the team, so all of us can dial in, and usually most of the people dial into ICs, but the questions are answered by the deal team.
So typically, like, what are the duration of these IC meetings then? Like, how long one IC meeting would last?
1 hour, 1.5 to 2 hours.
Yeah.
1 hour is like ballpark.
So it's a block of 2 hours. Again, it depends. If it's the initial first IC meeting where you're just putting a non-binding bid, it can be like 1 hour. when it's a binding bit, I've seen ICs go up to 2 hours also, but it varies.
Got it, fair. If you learned something new from this video, do share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel so that we can bring you the best content possible. Also, if you want to watch this entire episode, click on the link in the description box and you can go to Kushal Lodha YouTube channel and watch the entire podcast episode. Thank you so much for watching this and have an amazing day.